This is the fight that shows that Sendo hates Mexicans. We don't know what they did to him, but he hates their guts so much that he literally rips them out of their bodies. This isn't boxing anymore. This is a straight up hate crime. The fight starts out by Nargo slowly moving towards Sendo, but he isn't even turning around. But then he raises his fist and faces him. This makes him stop in his tracks. He didn't expect this type of aura. Look at Sendo. He says they will hurt like hell tonight. These knuckles are mine. I never know if he means his fists will hurt the opponent or if they will break and hurt himself. Sendo's aura is so high that Nargo is just stunned. He can't move forward. This is a dude who fights Ricardo Martinez on a regular basis at the gym, by the way. And another zoo analogy. He says being in the ring with Sendo feels like being in a cage with a tiger. Sendo takes a wide and open stance as he slowly approaches Nargo. Look at their feet. It looks like they're dancing. That's how close he is. And suddenly he throws a punch without any setups or feints. This looks like the smash. And even though Nargo tries to block it, his arm flings so far back that it looks like it's receiving radio signals. And Sendo isn't stopping either. He steps in and follows up with the heavy right hand. Nargo says both arms this time. If he could, he would use bulletproof glass for this, bro. He's about to melt down in anxiety. And the right hand catapults him with such force that Nargo can't help but throw his arms up because that combination was absolute cinema. He needs physical therapy after this one. He's about to go down but then gathers himself. He looks like a karate black belt here. And he drifts across the canvas like a Lamborghini with fresh tires. Look at his arms. They're shaking like he had to catch a 500-pound boulder just now. And maybe it's the same altogether. Now we see Sendo from Nargo's point of view. We even see his gloves to make the frame more realistic. Sendo looks like an absolute animal. Imagine this coming at you in a fight, man. Look at his neck. He looks like a creatine tiger. And his hair is thicker than a high-security prison door. But Nargo and Bill have a solution for Sendo's aggression. Nargo suddenly steps in. Someone in the audience says he's got guts. Not for much longer, bro. And they enter an infight. Nargo hits him with the left, but Sendo doesn't even care. He immediately responds. And as he throws another smash, Nargo steps out of the danger zone. He circles out to safety. And now he looks like he's riding an invisible motorcycle. He cuts an angle and immediately dives back in. Sendo throws a left hand which doesn't land. Nargo dives under it and goes in again. A series of left hands land clean. All of this is fine because Sendo expects damage to come at him. But just when it's his turn, Nargo throws an uppercut and escapes to the outside again. Look how wide his path of movement is. He always circles to Sendo's right as well. That way Sendo can't catch him with his left smash as he escapes. It's a classic hit and run. And it's the best way to beat Sendo without killing yourself. Sendo even says it himself. Most guys who fight him try this method. He is used to it. And Sendo tries to catch him as he dives in once again. But Nargo is too quick. Again, a quick series of machine gun punches. And he's gone like a jet ski in the ocean. And before you know it, it's round 8 and Sendo looks like beef jerky. He looks at Nargo and tries to understand why this tactic even works. He says behind that stupid squint his eyes are full of confidence. He's not scared of Sendo, which means he's fought someone stronger than him. But who? Who could it be? Another Mexican? World ranked? He knows who it is. Ricardo Martinez, aka Pretty Ricky. The greatest featherweight in the world. The man who beat Ippo without moving his feet. Sendo doesn't care one bit. Ricardo who? Let's see whose knuckles come out on top. He hates Mexicans and he's proud of it. Then we see Nargo's point of view again. He says he fought the most skilled man in the world. There's nothing for him to fear in Japan. I don't know, man. Look at his face. Sendo looks like a serial killer and professional kidnapper. His swollen eye makes it even worse. Before this fight, Mashiba and Sendo had a brawl in the locker room, like minutes before. And now Sendo can't use his legs properly to chase Nargo during his hit and runs. Mashiba is watching the fight and laughing like a demon. He says this is awesome, he's gotta lose. I think maybe it's good he lost to Rosario, man. The hit and run repeats multiple times and each time Sendo just tries to catch Nargo as he is on his way out. Look at the psychopathic smile. He is grinning like he's about to have a 4-cheese pizza with garlic sauce. But although it looks insane, it really isn't. Mashiba sees something. He says, damn, that sucks. Ever since he started swinging like a madman, the other guy is having a harder time dodging. Sendo is unique. He doesn't have Miyata's sharp eyes or speed, and nor does he have Ippo's accuracy that comes from his training. He has something a lot of brawlers have. He's got instinct, intuition about where to punch. And as Mashiba says this, Sendo lands a perfect, seemingly random shot right to the center. Even though it was on the guard, Nargo is off balance now. And there it is, the smash. With full malice, it flies towards Nargo's head, and he starts clinching. He had no time nor space to dodge sideways. That was the only solution. Sendo smiles and says, "We're in the middle of a fight. You can't afford to catch your breath." And now comes the ripping of the guts. We see them get pulled apart like chicken liver. Nargo is keeling over in pain. He screams like a rooster on a farm. Sendo looks down on his victim. He's about to build a wall. That's how much he hates Mexicans. Look at his eyes. And he clenches his fist inside the glove so hard that it gets completely deformed. And he drives his knuckles so hard into Nargo's side that his skin is twisting like a churro. This calls for an organ transplant. Look at this depiction of Nargo's pain. There's a whole piece of meat falling out of his side. He's screaming in gut-wrenching agony. The same thing happened to Whitebeard, bro. Nargo melts down in panic. He says, "My side! He tore out my side! Wait, it's still there!" Imagine you're experiencing so much pain that you think your organs are missing. Sendo just came up with that move. All he did was clench his fist and turn it. And the name of this new move is the fist clench. And he feints the smash, but something else comes from above. It's inspired by Mashiba's chopping right. Mashiba says, "Son of a bitch," the biggest player hater in history. And it's the knuckle drop. It comes from above like a guillotine during the French Revolution. It drills into the ground with seismic force and causes an earthquake in the entirety of Southeast Asia. It reached even mango trees all the way in the Philippines and Indonesia. The punch was so strong that Nargo's whole brain is exposed. This is how they did surgery 3,000 years ago. Once again, Sendo proclaims that his knuckles hurt. He is the most dangerous arthritis patient I've ever seen. Sendo pushes Nargo into the corner like a deer. He can't escape. He says, "Figured you would go that way. You didn't mean to step back into the corner. You ended up there because you didn't stand your ground, which means your spirit broke." But Nargo isn't done yet. This is the same situation that messed Ippo up. Nargo throws a right as an answer to Sendo's attack, and Ippo tries to warn him mid-swing. A mist of blood explodes into the air. You can't even see Sendo's face anymore. But if we know one thing, it's that Sendo is one of the toughest fighters in Hajime no Ippo, if not the toughest after Takamura. He says, "Knuckles with a broken spirit ain't gonna hurt me." Nargo tries to run as Sendo's left is starting to move like a bulldozer, but he's so afraid that he trips over his own foot. And then look at this absolutely disgustingly badass panel. The hungry tiger is getting ready for a feast. The fangs are exposed and his brick fist is taking flight. These are my knuckles. And the fist is just inches away now. It flies so fast and with so much force that Nargo sees it as a saber-toothed tiger jumping into his face to eat his head. Imagine being so afraid that you're seeing prehistoric animals, man. The tiger smash slices through Nargo's head like a million-degree laser beam. This looks like an entirely different manga altogether. And his head is gone. Pulverized dust. This is what they mean when they say "don't lose your head" or "you've got your head on straight." Nargo doesn't fit either of those descriptions. The Naniwa tiger walks away after this devastating victory. After legally committing attempted murder, he is raising his arms like the proud man he is. And the next victim of those fists is none other than Ricardo Octacore Martinez.